Hey, what's up? What's up?
Hey, what's up, big dog? How you doing?
Good, good. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good. How you doing?
Not bad. Just wrapping up work.
Nice.
Hopping with you.
Well, where do you work for insurance?
No, I work financial
Oh,
uh,
okay.
where I'm work from home. So I was
Like,
just right here on the computer doing
nice.
consolidation loans, financing, all that kind of stuff.
So, do you do financial literacy classes?
No, no, that's something I could do, but no, I don't.
Yeah. Especially now, man. Them kids could really they could use a little guidance, especially with this name, image, and likeness thing going on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I would navigate all that stuff, thinking back when I was, 18, 19 years old, trying to
For
navigate
sure.
that stuff.
So, yeah, I appreciate you coming by the old BoomerCast. I just been on this kind of mission to connect, a little bit of history with some fans. They don't really, a lot of fans, they weren't there for the like right after you guys they went on probation and
Yep, yep.
lost a lot of scholarships but you guys held it together, man. You held it down.
Yeah, I was a junior college guy that kind of came in with that freshman class with Kale and Corey. And I think you said you talked to.
Yeah, Corey Warren. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
so
OG Deuce.
yeah, I was a part of that recruiting class as a JUCO transfer, me and three other guys.
So and yeah, you were Coffeeville is where you came from,
Yep,
correct? Yeah,
yep.
I seen your last year sophomore year. I guess it would be yeah, like 1,000 all-purpose yards and like 11 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So you were a Z back there too then.
Well, we ran the wishbone and kind of a wishbone run and shoot hybrid.
Nice,
So we'd
nice,
run the ball, we'd be in the wishbone, and then the halfbacks would go out in the slots, and
nice,
we'd run four wide and have one back.
nice.
So kind of like what they do now, but when they start coming up to stop the run, we just break out and go wide, spread them back out, and
Nice.
throw the ball all over the place.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun, man, for sure. So like you're what'd you do after, or did you get to the NFL after you left OU or
No, no NFL. I just kind of bounced around, just trying to get a check from whoever would give me one. Arena leagues, Canadian league. There's a spring league that was going on. I played for a couple teams in Houston and Mississippi. Um,
Yep.
so trying to extend the playing days.
Corey Warren was telling me about the USFL
Yep.
was down there. There might have been Mississippi, but there was one somewhere that it was Birmingham, I think it was.
Birmingham. Yeah.
Yeah, he played there with Icky Woods. He was telling me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That commercial with Icky Woods where he's getting them cold cuts. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
funny
mean,
stuff,
he's still doing it. Icky
right?
Wood.
Heck yeah, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah, that was
So,
that was back in the days when Jordan was playing baseball,
oh yeah, that's
you
right.
know, down there in Birmingham.
Oh yeah, the Barons.
Hmm.
Yeah, he probably could have figured that baseball thing out if he really wanted to. He
I
had like
mean,
the right
he had the
mindset for it.
drive. He had the drive, that's for sure.
So you were at speedster too, huh? Like you ran like a sub 4.5, right?
Yep.
And
Yep. Run like
so your
four
kid.
four one, 4.43.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
they never wanted to give me my 4.3s.
Ha.
I hit a couple 4.3s, but it was like, oh, the clock was off. We're gonna run
Ah,
it again.
haters, man, haters.
I remember
That's funny.
I was at one combine and I ran like a 397 short shuttle.
Ooh,
And I
wee.
think, yeah, and they like everybody's on the clock was like, that's not right. So I did it again. And I guess that beat the record was set by Irving Fryer. I think he
Oh,
was from
nice,
Nebraska. And
nice.
I
Yeah.
beat his record time twice. And then they made me do it a third time. And then I did like a 4.11. And that's the one that they recorded.
been hating OU forever, man.
I know it. I know it.
That's terrible, man. So you're is that your daughter or your granddaughter that you're doing coaching right now in track, or
Oh, that's my daughter. That's
your
my
daughter?
oldest. Yeah, she's a senior. She plays basketball too.
Nice.
So she just finished up basketball, going right into track, kind of going through, wrapping up the recruiting process. She's looking at signing with Cal Lutheran in LA or
Nice.
Briarcliff in Iowa, which is like 20 minutes from her grandmother, her
Nice.
mom's side.
So have you noticed any kind of difference between the way you were recruited and the way her recruiting's going? Like as far as
Well, I mean, nowadays with the social media and all the things. So I've got her on a couple of like recruiting websites where the coaches kind of sign up to be there to find kids. The kids sign up to be there, and they can post their videos, and you can kind of interact with the coaches, that way.
That's cool, man.
So, I mean, I'm sitting here today, and she's pretty much determined she's going to one of those two schools, but it's coaches still, hitting her up, you got a new follower. This coach is following you from, Wisconsin, this coach D3, in Virginia, and they just kind of reach out to you, and you can kind of message back and forth. It's a different world for sure.
So you was that Gibbs? You played under Gibbs then?
Yep.
So it's how do you think old Lincoln, like you think he's a coach, or like I just don't think he could be a coach at a high level because he doesn't have the mindset for it. Like he's like too soft, and he can't be direct with his players. At least I don't care that he left, but it's just the way that he went about the whole thing. Like because like those kids are there and their families are way like some of them are thousands of miles away,
Yeah.
and they trust him, and it just, to me, and I'm not even a parent, but he just like took their trust and just threw it.
Yeah, and that's really, it's a double-edged sword. There's no easy way to navigate that. I don't think there's a right way to navigate that. There's no way. I don't think he could have done it better other than to just say, no, I'm not going to take $150 million. How do you say no to that? How do you, not entertain that, whether they're trying to talk to your agent in season or out of season? There's just no way you can do that. So for me, put myself in his shoes, I would just, I would want people to just, understand that this is just the nature of the beast. It's the one big time ball. We got to put on our big boy pants and deal with stuff. Parents get crapped on, players get crapped on, coaches get crapped on. It's just the way it is nowadays.
I feel you on the business end of it, while at the same time, he could, on the low key, at least let his players know what's up. You know what I mean?
But see, and then the thing with that, if you let the players know,
social media,
they got social media, they're out tweeting,
yeah,
and saying stuff online. So, I mean, that's how stuff gets out anyway.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, I mean, any of that stuff now, you got to be super, super tight-lipped. And basically, everybody's lying until it happens.
Yep. For sure.
I mean, after every game, Eric, I'm from Kansas City, so I'm a Chiefs fan, and I see the press after every game. Are you going to be a head coach? Are you leaving to be a head coach? Are you going to be a head coach? Obviously, he wants to be a head coach.
Right.
Who knows what talks are going on behind the scenes?
Yep.
But he still can't come out and say, yeah, I've been talking to Jacksonville after they got rid of Urban Meyer. They like the way I've been running things with Mahomes, and they want me to bring that type of flavor into Trevor Lawrence. And, you can't say that. So,
right.
it's tough to navigate. That's all.
It's nobody's business but their own, and then the media wonders why, like, oh, why is he playing? So what is his mind on? Like, what do you think?
Yeah.
You're filling his head with all this bull crap, and it's like, how do you expect him to perform at a high level when you're just always, like.
Yeah. And, so he probably did, not coach as well as he could have because those things are going on, and trying to navigate that and maybe wasn't the best coach he could have been. But it just, it just is what it is, and as being a player, I always look at things from the kid's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
So I can feel them when they're upset and they're mad, they feel betrayed,
Mm-hmm.
their parents feel betrayed. I get all of that. And I would have been one pissed too, and tweeting my mad messages and all that stuff too. I was right there with them. But, you just gotta, take the good with the bad and, do the best you can to move on. Like a lot of the kids, they decided to, transfer out.
Yeah.
And that's something that I always wanted to see happen. The kids be able to, the coach can get up and bounce whenever he wants to.
Exactly.
But, as a student athlete, you got to sit out a year and do all, they got all these rules in place. And, I didn't think that was fair. So now at least, when that happened, if kids don't want to leave, then, you leave, but, my loyalties are with OU. I went to OU. So the ones that want to leave, I congratulate them, go wherever you want to go and wish you the best. But, I'm going to be behind the ones that stay and the ones that come, 1,000%, because that's how I ended up at OU.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up at Oklahoma because Glenn Milburn left.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Glenn Milburn. Yeah, he went to Stanford, huh?
Yeah, so that's he opened up the scholarship that I got.
Oh, nice, man.
And the recruiting coordinator, Dick Foster, they had hired him. He was the head coach at Coffeyville.
Yeah, his son was your coach?
Yeah, so Dick was my coach freshman year.
I see.
And then after freshman year, he left to be recruiting coordinator at OU.
Nice, man.
Son Skip took over and I played for Skip. And so I had already made my mind up. I was decided I was going to Wyoming, and that scholarship opened up. What happened was a junior college guy that was supposed to come in the spring flunked the class, and he wasn't going to be able to come in during the spring. He had to stay the spring semester in JUCO.
Wow.
So that scholarship opened up, and then Glenn left. So that opened up, a need for kind of a do everything back, someone that can run the ball, that can catch the ball, return kicks,
nice.
And those two things happened simultaneously. And it was last minute. I was, already committed. The next week I was supposed to be signing, and the coach, when Dick called, because one of the assistant coaches, he's the head coach at Tulane now, Willie Fritz.
All right.
He was an assistant coach at the time, and
nice.
He's a neighbor of mine. We grew up, my brother and his younger brother, my older brother, his younger brother are best friends.
Nice.
And he's the one that recruited me to Coffeyville. So Dick calls Willie, who's around the corner from my house, and says, go over to Greg's, get Greg, we got a scholarship for him. Tell him we got a scholarship for him. Tell him don't sign. If he's signing, tell him to stop. So
nice.
He calls me, and I answer the phone, and the Wyoming coach is in my house.
Is that Paul Roach?
And I can't remember the coach's name, who it was back then.
Right.
But this is winter of '89.
Okay, it might have been Joe Tiller. Maybe Joe Tiller, but yeah.
So I wanted to wait. I'd already promised. There's a news lady who covered me, a local gal who covered me and was kind of keeping up with everything I was doing in high school and then on into Coffeyville.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave her like the exclusive, where am I going to sign?
Right.
Before they started having all the, signing day, that stuff,
Yeah.
So it was just all the newspaper. And because we had developed the relationship, I told her I'm going to do it. And we had already set the date. that she's
Nice.
going to come to my house. She'll have her, cameras and stuff there, and the coach will be there,
Nice.
and we're going to do the signing deal.
Man.
So that was next week. And Dick calls Willie and tells him to come over and get me. He calls. I'm like, Coach is here now. He just just checking in on him. We're getting ready to go to eat. And so he said, well, don't do nothing. Just don't sign anything. And so when I got some time, he said, he calls me again and he's like, I just got off the phone with Dick. He said he's got a scholarship for you at OU. You're out of trips, but you gotta come down for an unofficial visit, and I'm gonna drive you down there. So I couldn't, take any flights or anything like that. I used all my visits. So Willie drives me down to Norman for an unofficial visit.
Nice.
And go through the whole deal that they do with recruiting. And
Right.
it was this, OU and Wyoming.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
That's pretty wild, man.
I had to break that coach's heart.
I bet so, man. The Pokes, man. I came from Casper, my wife and I.
Mm-hmm.
We just came from Casper, Wyoming.
Okay.
So
Nice.
I used to watch a lot of games at the AA there in Laramie at the basketball court, the basketball arena. Man, that place gets loud as hell, man.
And they laid out the red carpet for me up there, man.
I bet so, man.
Basketball game, it was nice.
Nice,
They turned the
man.
lights down, shined a spotlight on me, said I'm coming,
damn.
the whole nine. It was awesome.
Nice. I bet it was a cool experience, man.
It was great.
Heck yeah.
It was great.
Did you so you probably played with Jason Belser too, huh?
Yep, Belser, he's from Kansas City too, so we developed a good friendship. Still good friends with him and his sister.
Yeah, he's a cool dude, man. I got to talk to him about a month ago, I guess.
Mhm.
And he's just, that dude be laying dudes out though. I tell you what, man. And then Corey Warren was talking about practice doing crackbacks on like Joe Bowden and Chris Wilson.
Yep.
That's crazy, man. They need to go back to them days, but
Yeah, those DBs, we had some hidden DBs,
Tell you what,
Darnell
man.
Walker, Charles Franks, T. Ray.
T. Ray be laying dudes out too, man.
Yeah, we had to go against them cats every day. I was like, man, and by the time we get to games, it's nothing.
All right.
Them every day.
You got any good OU Texas memories?
OU Texas, best memory that I have, we lost both years I was there, my junior and senior year. So that sucked and, didn't have the best memories, but I would always find my mom in the stands, at every game.
Nice.
And I remember at the first OU Texas game, I could not find her. And the whole game had gone by and it didn't see my mom. And like every time I came to the sideline, I'd be like looking up,
Right.
trying to find her. And like in the fourth quarter, I finally found her. I was like, oh, there she is,
Nice.
because you just never know where they're sitting,
Yeah.
So I was like, I thought I was going to go a whole game without seeing my mom in the stands.
Nice. Yeah, I injured my knee real bad my sophomore year in high school, and like I had to go to the hospital and stuff. So my mom, she never watched me play a game after that, man.
Mhm.
It was pretty sad, but my pop was always there though.
Yeah. For
sure.
me, my father passed after the UCLA game, that first game of the year out there.
Really?
Yeah, he had my senior year, late in my senior year of high school, he was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease.
Oh man.
And so this is a cool story. So he got diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease, and basically it's a terminal illness. So he comes to my room one day and he says, hey, I got this disease. There's no cure for it. I'm gonna die. You need to get your head on straight, and it's time to grow up and become a man. Because
Nice.
there's no telling how long I'm gonna be here. So he gave me this little spiral notebook, the little small ones.
Yep.
That
The
you kind of
top.
flip over.
Yep.
So he handed me this spiral notebook and says, write down some goals. What are your goals? What do you see yourself doing? What do you want to do with your life? And so I wrote down these, and he said, I'm gonna come back. So he left, he came back upstairs 30 minutes later, and I give him my goals. And he's like, these aren't goals. Takes a page, rips it up, tosses it in the corner. He's like, goals are what you want to do. What do you want to be doing? What do you want to be feeling? What do you see yourself doing? What's going to make you happy? That's a goal.
Right.
He said, I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to come back in 10 minutes. So I'm like, okay, what would make me happy? I don't know. I don't know what job I want, anything like that. So the first thing I wrote was, I want him to see me play on TV.
Nice, man.
And so that was number one. He had some other things when he came back. He's like, now these are goals. He said, ripped it out. He said, I'm gonna laminate this and I'm gonna shrink it and I'm gonna laminate it and I'm gonna buy you a wallet and keep it in your wallet.
Nice, man.
Get it every day. So that's what he did. He bought me my first wallet.
Nice.
We went and I got my first suit. He bought me a suit. He's like, you gotta be a man now. We growing up. He bought me a suit, bought me a wallet, got some nice dress shoes, and he laminated that piece of paper and put it in my wallet.
Nice.
So the first goal was for him to see me play on TV. And at the time, I was being recruited by like North Dakota State, South Dakota State, right, Southwest Missouri, schools like that. He's like, they ain't gonna be on TV. So if you want to be on TV, you got to change your goals. You got to change what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And nobody was recruiting me out of high school because I just moved to running back my senior year. So nobody knew who I was as a running back, but I came on the scene and, right, Kenyon Rashid. Remember Kenyon? Yep. Kenyon was the number one back in Kansas City. I was the number two back.
Nice,
but
man.
None of the coaches knew who I was. So I just kind of came on the scene and I was real small. Yeah. So that like this guy, he's too little. So I wasn't getting any D1 looks. And so my dad was like, if you want to go D1, you got to go to a junior college. And I thought junior college, to me in my mind back then, I thought junior college is where dumb kids went.
Right.
Go to junior college if you're dumb.
Prop 48 or whatever it was.
Yeah. And so that was my mindset. That's where my mind was. But he was like, well, you got to go to JUCO, improve yourself, and then go D1.
Right.
And I was like, okay. I had to change my mindset. So that was like the very first time in my life that I had a mindset shift.
Yeah.
I thought one way, and then something changed my mind, and I was able to pivot and start to think a different way.
Right.
And that has really been like the very root of, I can think back to every success that I've had, and that's like the start, because in myself, I know that I can change and do whatever I need to do to make it happen. I'm not just stuck in one way, and if it don't work, it don't work. I'm done.
Right.
I always now believe that I can change, I can do something a little different and make it happen. So I end up going to Coffeyville. Mm-hmm. And I'm working hard, at Coffeyville, because that's my goal. I got to go D1. So when cats were wanting to drink and do other things, I was like, nah, I'm good.
Nice.
And I just stayed in small town. I'm doing my books, doing my homework, and working on my craft. And and end up starting at Coffeyville, getting the trust of Foster, enough to where when he got to OU, and that situation happened and the stars aligned, he believed in me enough to just call me and say, here's a scholarship for you. We need you. And of course, we were still on probation, but our very first game at UCLA was on national TV.
Oh, nice, man.
And we had a big party at the house. All my dad's brothers and sisters came in town from out of town. It was like all the family was there, and nice. They watched the game. And the next Monday, he passed.
Man.
So I had won the starting job, over Artie Guess, who was the senior.
Mm-hmm.
But they came to me and said, hey, we're going to let Artie start because he stayed through the probation, for the game back on TV.
All right.
So Artie started against UCLA. And then the second, for the second game, they moved me up back to number 1 on the depth chart. Kind of when, after Sunday, you go into, practice in the locker room Monday, you look at the depth chart, see if there's any changes. And, if someone moved up, everybody would kind of congratulate, hey, man, good job, way to go,
Yeah.
And so I'm in the locker room before practice. Everybody's congratulating me. Hey, good job, man. You're number 1. Way to work. And I'm feeling good about myself. And we're going to watch film before practice.
Hell yeah.
And we're in the film room. The lights are off. And Coach Jones, running back coach, he opens the door. Everybody kind of turns and he points to me and he's like, and I knew. And he told me to take the call in Coach Foster's office, and it was my aunt on the phone telling me my dad had passed. And it was like that goal sheet that he made me make and he put in my wallet. The first thing was like, I want to play so you can see me on TV. And he saw me on TV and it was like, okay, I can go now.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, man. That's a tough one. I lost my pop to a severe, he had a massive stroke while he was driving down the road. Like, it was pretty wild, man. I missed his call that day too. I was working and I said, I'll just call him later, but I didn't. And it was pretty tough. Like you said about the mindset, like if you have the ability to open up your mind, that's pretty wild. And you probably gained that from your father. I'm almost positive. Because I bet when he seen you play on TV, I bet his grin was like ear to ear, man. Just like beaming with pride, man.
That's all everybody said is like, even when I was on the sideline, he was picking me out. There he is right there. You see him standing by the coach right there.
Hell yeah.
When they have like a sideline shot or something. It was like every time he was on the field, he's like, okay, that's him at the top of the screen. He's at the top now. Okay, that's him at the bottom of the screen. And he was telling everybody every time I was on the field, he was letting everybody know, you see him, there he is. Yeah, so he was like super, super happy. I know he was.
Nice, man. Did you play with spikes? They had spikes back then, huh?
Yeah.
Like the old black spikes.
Yeah.
Those are just intimidating anyway, man.
The seniors, they're the ones, when I came in, they're the ones that say, hey, we want these black shoes. And they gave us the black ones. I was like, hey, I like these.
Yeah, those are tight, man. Those are real tight. It's like Mike Tyson, when Mike Tyson would come out just all black, like no socks.
Yeah.
Just intimidating as hell, man. You guys had a lot of talent on that squad, man.
Oh man, that was I mean, no doubt we had the talent to win a national championship. It was just, we just did not catch the breaks. Every time a break went one way, it was for the other team. That was definitely the best squad I was ever associated with. I mean, top to bottom.
Well, you put in the work to get there, man. Like you said, at Coffeyville, you got like your carries doubled your sophomore year, and your yards doubled, production, like everything doubled your second year. Like that just shows you like that you did put in the work. Yeah, you did deserve that scholarship. And Glenn Milburn, he went to the pros for a little bit, huh? The Bears, I think.
He played for several teams. He was return kicks for, Detroit, Green Bay, Denver.
Oh yeah, he was with Green Bay. Yeah.
He didn't play much at running back, but he carved out a nice little career returning kicks.
Yeah. So that Z back's kind of like the H back now, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, run a little motion, run those jet sweeps and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Coach V, Venables, he's really good at that mind thing that you talk about, man. Like it's amazing how much your mind can control your life, man.
Yeah.
It seriously is. And like, it's a fight. It's a fight some days.
And one of the things that, I was also able to see, going the route through junior college
Mm-hmm.
to Oklahoma, everybody there at junior college is trying to go someplace big and better,
Yep.
And, it's a dog fight, I mean, they're your teammates, but you're competing against them to, outshine them on film, outshine them, in practice. I mean, it's like, nonstop competition. And it is definitely not for the weak-minded. And had I not had, my dad as my focus,
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have fell by the wayside like a lot of the other kids because I didn't have any of the things going for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because back then, my 4.4 was a hard work 4.4.
Yeah, right.
I got to Coffeyville, my 40 was a 4.78.
Damn, that's work. So that's work. You put in some work, son.
You remember
Damn.
Keith Traylor?
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
Tree Traylor?
Yeah.
Well, he was at Coffeyville when I was there. He was a linebacker, middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Him, I weighed 170. He weighed 250. Both of us had the same body fat. We both had the lowest body fat on the team. 3% body fat.
Damn.
We looked like the Black Hulk. He blew up in the pros.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And I was sitting down mad because I ran this slow time. I thought I was faster than that. And the way they did their 40s, they took the average.
Oh, yeah.
As many as you wanted, but they're going to take the average of your best three.
Right.
So I was running and I was tired and my time was going up. I just stopped and it ended up a 4.7 and I'm sitting there pissed. And big dude, Keith Trey was like, hey, little man, come here and push me on my 40. This won't count for you. I just need somebody to push me. And this fool dusted me. Dusted me. This big 250-pound linebacker just dusted running back. And I was like, what in the world have I got myself into?
That's crazy, man.
So I worked from a 4.78
Yeah.
4.41.
That's some work right there, man. And that 20-yard shuffle you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty impressive. They do like that 5-10-5 now. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty cool drill, actually.
Yeah.
I coached 5th and 6th graders up in Casper when I was up there, Little League football.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's pretty sweet seeing the work that they put in and like the joy on their face. Like they're just their confidence, man. Like their heads up, chest out, like they know who they are. It's pretty cool to see. So I gotta I'm probably gonna cruise off, but I like to end with the who, what, and why.
Mm-hmm.
So like who is like the hardest worker you seen when you were at OU, as far as your teammates? Who put in like the most work?
Hardest worker, man, that's a tough one because we was all grinding, but
Right.
Darnell Walker.
Mm.
So he and I, came from Coffeyville and they didn't play when it came to work. And, I thought I worked pretty hard, but, Darnell, he was a monster.
He was a safety, right?
He played corner.
Corner, yeah. He was a hard hitter too, man.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about JUCO too, is you guys like, it's kind of cool because you see the struggle, like you live the struggle, like the weight, like the facilities aren't as good as like say OU, and you got to put in work. I didn't know Walker went to Coffeyville. That's cool.
Yeah, he had already signed, and then I signed late, and we ended up being roommates.
That's cool as hell, man.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I was gonna do a what, but I can't remember what it was. I had it written down, but I forgot, man. So what makes you what made you choose the University of Oklahoma? Like besides your story or whatever, was there like family or?
Well, this is a funny story too, because I was a big Dallas Cowboys fan growing up. And so on my walls was all Dallas Cowboys. Every poster I could find, every picture I'd see in a magazine. I was tearing it out and there was pictures this small of Tony Dorsett that I saw in a book that was held together with a staple on my wall. And there was a picture I saw one day of Ricky Dixon.
Oh yeah, that's my boy right there.
And he just looked sweet in his uniform. He had the towel to the side, and he had the gloves and his shoes taped up. I was like, that's how I want to look when I'm playing. And I cut that picture out and I put it on my headboard.
Nice.
And so my whole room is all Dallas Cowboys in this one picture over my headboard. Every night that I'm sleeping, there's this picture of this guy from OU.
Nice.
It was like I saw it every day, and it was like I saw it, and then it became real.
Right.
No, it was just like, and that was like a lesson in visualization for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of surreal when I finally ended up at Oklahoma. It's like, man, I don't even like Oklahoma. I was just a big 8 kid wanting to go to KU.
Right. Oh, Big 8. I remember them days, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that crimson and cream, man. Those beautiful uniforms, man. They're clean as hell, man.
Yeah, when I came down to that recruit trip and I walked up those steps and saw the yellow jacket All-Americans and all the bowl trophies, and it was just like, you know what? There's no way I can pass this up.
Can't compare it to that old golden brown in Laramie, huh?
Uh-huh. It didn't matter how good they said they were going to treat me. I was like,
rocking golden brown, man. That's a rough one to rock there, man.
Yeah.
So, and for my why do you wake up every morning?
Well, I just had a 1-year-old, so now I got a new one. My daughter from my previous marriage, she's high school, getting ready to go to college, and remarried. She's 11 years younger than me. Didn't have any kids, and so we end up with a pandemic baby after we stuck at home. So he just turned 1 actually last month, and so he's a year and a month, and right now it's just all about building for his future, and keeping the wifey happy.
Happy wife and a happy life.
Right, that's right.
For sure, man. I know I'm thankful for my wife, man. I was after I lost my pop, I was in a real bad place mentally. Like it hit me hard, man. That dude was my homeboy, but God put her in my life, man, and she just like reached into the gutter and like pulled me out, man. And that's why I wake up every morning, man.
You get a good woman, it's nothing like it. It's the best thing in the world. It's why we're here, I think.
True that, man. For real, like everybody on this earth has a soulmate. Like God put 2 people on this earth to be together. It's like, are you just lucky enough to find that person,
Yeah.
So I got a really good quote I want to share with you. It's in this book called One Life. I'm not sure if you heard it, but it talks about Jesus' vision of kingdom and stuff like that. But it's focus on the daily instead of the dream, but let the dream shape what you do daily.
I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. And like it's good. Like I've been kind of hard the last few days because Tyson Edwards, I don't know if you know him or not, but he passed away a couple of days ago, and he was fighting cancer, and that kid was so amazing, man. Just he would overcome everything, and he had brain surgery, man, and it wasn't even 24 hours, and he was asking how his friends were doing, man. Like it was crazy. He's just like brain surgery, like but yeah, that's what it's about, man. We just got to keep moving forward and pressing on and trusting each other and loving each other.
That's right. That's
for
right.
sure, man. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, man. And can I get a Boomer Sooner?
Boomer, baby.
That's right, baby.
Horns down, horns down.
That's right. There's only one, right, baby?
That's right. That's right.
All right. Thanks, bud.
Hey, you bet. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Thanks.